Have you ever wondered how to get a tough task off to the right start? With the violin, it starts with tuning. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to tune all of the strings and how that process can help you get into the mindset to do the very hard work that you need to do. I'm Rebecca, and this channel is about what it takes to become a competitive musician. The fun part here is I haven't played in 25 years, so a lot of this is new to me too. If you stick around to the end, I'll offer some words of wisdom from my violin teachers who absolutely made me the person I am today. And if you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. All right, so let's talk about tuning. In the previous video, we talked about tuning the A, so let's double check that thing. Sounds pretty good. I can live with that. Okay, let's try the D. Oh yeah, just a little adjustment. You hear that? Oh yeah, it's like, when you've got it right, it's like biting into a cupcake. It's like finding that perfect frosting to cake ratio. So let's try the G. Okay, let me knock this peg in. Normally you should have the hand strength to be able to do that up here, but I've lost my hand strength. Okay, let's try the E. Okay, that's pretty good. One of the interesting things here is you're not listening to get the individual strings right, like the A and the E. Listen to this. Oh. You're listening for a third note. It's called the ghost tone or the Tartini tone. It was named Tartini after a violinist who talked about this, I don't know, 300 years ago. And it's not necessarily a tone that you're producing. It's what they call a psychoacoustic effect in your inner ear. Because you're playing two different tones, your ear reaches for some sort of connection point. I mean, I could be explaining that wrong, but my understanding is it's kind of a connection point between those two tones. So listen carefully. Kind of flat. Oh, now it's sharp. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. One of the other things you do is you can play a double stop. Put down a finger. Okay, that's definitely flat. When you play them together like that, you can hear it. And you hear that tone, you hear the ghost. And that's how you decide whether you're satisfied. Because so much of tuning, yes, there's an absolute correct tone that you can get. But the other part of this is you're learning to tune yourself. You're learning to decide when you're satisfied with what you're hearing and when you can move on with that. Now, keep in mind that you can't play until your strings are perfect because the teachers are going to demand that everything be exactly right. And it's funny because, you know, an old trick with your demanding teachers is you're in the lesson, you're playing something and it's not going right, and everybody you retreat and just start this very aggressive tuning behavior. Tune, 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 tune. And that leads to the words of wisdom from my violin teacher. I'm very unprepared, as I typically was. Break off and sit down and start scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing that A to see it's there. To which my teacher would say, hey, it's not the A, it's the B. So that's the long and the short of it with tuning. You got a chance to see how I come to my decision that my strings are where they need to be. It's different for everybody. Some people might spend another 20 minutes on this just to get it right. Some people find that they're satisfied with their sound a lot sooner. It really gets easier with practice. The first time I picked it up after not playing for 25 years, I think I spent 30 minutes just trying to get in the ballpark of tuning. And yes, you can use some of these digital devices to try to get your sound, but a digital tone is never going to tell you what your own auditory system is going to tell you. There really is a sensation when you get the two strings right together that's like, I don't know, biting into the most fabulous piece of cake you ever had. So it's different for everyone, and I think it's just a matter of learning what it is that leaves you with a sense of satisfaction that you got the sound right. So if you're new here, go ahead and hit subscribe. Also, down in the links, I've linked an essay I've written. It's sort of a letter to my violin teachers that also explains why I'm wearing orange. One other thing down there, there's a link to a Beethoven poster. Yes, if you hit the link, you can get the poster that has some astonishing words of wisdom from the great composer, and you're not going to want to miss that. So next time, I'll be seeing if the former champion can play a song from a children's book, and it ought to be a lot of fun. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you again.